You see, it's not enough to know where you need release. I think a lot of us know where we need to release things. I see a lot of misinformed, misguided posts and teachings on release work. And now, if you're not one of those people, that's great. Um, but I see a lot of very misguided teachings, or shall I say, very, what is the word I'm looking for? Like the teachings lack information and guidance, you know? Um, where it's just, say I release this and it will be done, kind of gist. That's the gist of it. And it's like, okay, yeah, words are powerful. And speaking them with belief and power, powerful. It's powerful, right? But the thing a lot of teachers don't teach first is working on the resistance to that release. How many times have we done this release affirmation or done some form of cleansing, block busting, whatever you want to call it, hex breaking, um, curse removals, even demonic attachments, if that's what you want to call it. I've had a lot of growth in that realm, and I realized that a lot of our demons are our own creation. And excuse my sniffles, my body is reacting hardcore to the freaking weather changes right now. I am not sick. I thought I was. But it turns out that no, I'm just having a hardcore reaction to the fact that we had 80-degree weather just a few days ago, and now we're in 20 to 30-degree weather, and my body was like, what the hell is going on? Because I went to the doctor recently, and she said, yeah, I'm having like a reaction to that because my body was thrown off. And I do have autoimmune issues, so I get very easily hit by stuff like that. um, so I digress. I know I don't have to apologize for that. But it's just something I want y'all to be aware of because I know I was actually sick like 2 months ago. So I want those of you who I know are going to be like, oh my God, is Jen sick again? No, I'm not. I thought I was. But it turns out that, yeah, it's just I'm super sensitive to all kinds of weather changes and things like that. And oh my God, yeah, I'm just like so ready for just regular steady weather. Like, I don't care if it's cold, but if it's just gonna stay cold, just stay cold. Mama Nature, make up your mind. But um, sorry, I just went on a tangent there. But we don't talk enough about working on the resistance to what we're releasing. How many times have we done these types of workings? And then the release starts to happen and it becomes more traumatizing, more drama inducing, more chaotic, and all that stuff. And the reason for that is because we're not ready to release it fully. We haven't centered in our heads and our hearts and our souls. I'm ready to do this. This does not serve me. I don't want this anymore. We have not done the internal work of looking at what keeps us holding on to it in the first place and choosing to not be familiar with that sense of chaos anymore. There's a lot of prep work that has to be done with this release work. And then on the opposite of that, right, we have to also consider, what am I willing to replace with this? The law of replacement means that, we get rid of this thing that holds no space anymore, that holds no purpose, that clutters our system, and instead we choose to replace it with something better. How many times have we done cleansing and felt completely deteriorated, completely empty, and not in, like, a good way? there's an emptiness we feel sometimes that is like a clearing, right? Like it's a weight lifted. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about, like, we didn't refill that energy. We didn't refill that cup. So it's important to do the prep work, then do the release, then do the replacement. Prep yourself to release. Be aware of where your resistance lies in releasing that which does not serve. Okay? Because yeah, like I've been through it too. It's this is not me again. Like I will never come on here speaking like I know better than you. Like I don't need to do this work myself. This is all stuff I do too and am doing. you know, um like recently, like I've had to accept that I had to go to the doctor to have some things looked at. There's a lot of stuff coming up to the surface for me that has been laying dormant in my body. And that could even be why I have this allergic reaction to the weather changes so easily. It's coming from an emotional place for sure. Because there have been things that have come up for me recently that I don't feel comfortable talking about here on this platform. But just know that I am also doing this work. Okay. And I realize that there are things I have to prepare myself to let go of, things I was familiar with, habits, ideas, beliefs, and just ways that I thought were, keeping me safe that were not safe, you know? And so my body's been reacting to that. So I understand that it's not easy, but neither is living in disharmony with yourself. Neither is living in dis-ease with yourself. Okay? So you have to face first the resistance to what it is you need to let go of. Because you already know you do, right? But that's not enough. The knowing is not enough. It might make you feel better for, like, a couple of days, maybe even a week or two, where you feel like, oh, this was so clarifying, you know? But if you don't continue from that space of knowing to prepping yourself to release it, to understanding what has led you to resist this release in the first place, you're only going to constantly live in that high of getting the answer you need to hear, but not doing anything with the solution, not doing anything with the information. And then you're going to constantly be stuck. Or you are going to attempt to do these release affirmations, these cleansings, these, rituals, things like that. And then because you're not facing your resistance, it's going to be more traumatic to you than it is beneficial and initiating for you. And then lastly, like, you have to have a replacement plan. What better, healthier, beneficial energy do you want to replace that with? So this way you don't just feel empty or go back to what energy and habits were not serving you. So I hope this found and fed your spirit the way it was meant to today. I am sorry, I actually posted this on my Facebook page, but I'll also do it here, that I didn't go live for our coffee talk today. I was actually at the doctor today. I had a bunch of errands to run and had blood work to do and all that stuff. So by the time I came back, I just wanted to eat and just chill. So I will go live next week though. So yeah, but I hope this recording, I hope this little heart to heart found and fed you in the way it was meant to. I hope that it makes sense to those of you who are either about to go through a release or are accepting some things they need to let go of. And I hope it puts things into a more practical, healthy perspective for you. If you have any questions, comment below. If you have any comments or feedback, please comment below. And as always, thank you for listening. Love you. Blessed be.